Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. You know what just happened today? When I was driving to my workplace, I almost had a near miss. And then, the moment I stepped out of my car, it started raining. But as luck would have it, I had my umbrella. I was lucky. Have you ever been lucky like that? Or has any of your friend or family ever been lucky like that? Of course you've been. But does it happen that you run out of expressions to talk about being lucky and you just end up saying, I was lucky, which sounds very boring? If that has happened with you, then please stay tuned with me. I'm Michelle, and today we are learning different expressions to express being lucky. Starting with the first one. It's a good thing that, God forbid, if somebody has an accident and you go to see them in the hospital and you find out that the victims, the people who underwent the accident, they're absolutely fine. However, their car was damaged. So another disaster has been prevented. Although the car was damaged, but there was one more disaster that they could have got hurt that was prevented. So in such a situation, you could always say, it's a good thing that they were not hurt. I'll write it for you here. It's a good thing that they were not hurt. So the first disaster is that there was an accident. The second disaster could be that they could have got hurt, but they did not. So we would say it's a good thing that the positive statement plus the positive statement. It's just as well. As I told you, this morning it was raining the moment I stepped out of my car, but it's just as well that I had my umbrella. That's how you can use this phrase. This is also always followed by a positive statement, but it's preceded, means before it comes a negative circumstance. And what is the unwanted circumstance in this situation? That it rained. But the positive part is that I had my umbrella. That I had my umbrella. Right. So these two statements are always used when an unwanted circumstance has been prevented or something wrong did not happen. Unwanted damage prevented. For these two. Moving on to the next two. Fortunately or luckily that they were not hurt. So we can continue this. We can also use this as an expression, or it's a good thing that they were not hurt. Fortunately or luckily that they were not hurt. This is also used, it is always followed by a positive circumstance. Followed by a positive circumstance. You must also remember that you will use this expression when you're retelling this story to somebody. So my friend had an accident. I visited them in the hospital. Their car was damaged, but fortunately or luckily, they did not get hurt. Yes. We are done with this. Moving on to the fourth one. As luck would have it. So let's imagine that one fine day you're driving down the city, and another of your friend is also driving down the city, but you don't know. And while you're driving, you run out of gas. However, your friend is there and he's there to offer you a lift. So in that situation, you could say, as luck would have it, Mike was present to offer me a lift. This is also followed by a positive situation, and you will always use it in a retelling the story circumstance. Retelling the story. If somebody hears you, how would they reply? if somebody hears the story that you're telling them, they would say, that was a stroke of luck, right? Or if somebody's saying a story to you, is sharing a story with you, how would you reply? You'd say, that was a stroke of luck. Or just imagine if one of your friend walks in an office for an interview and he just gets the job. How would you reply? Will you be jealous? Don't be envious of your friend. You could just say that it was a stroke of luck, or it was an incredible stroke of luck. The same applies for it's lucky. This can also be used in the same situation, saying that it's lucky that you got the job the moment you walked into the office. It's lucky that the interviewer was so pleased and so happy with you. So as I was telling you about that story, that let's imagine putting on our imagination cap that one fine day you're driving and your friend Mike is also driving and he offers you a lift, and there you could say that as luck would have it, Mike was driving. Mike was also driving down the city. But let's say Mike is not driving and you run out of gas. Then what will you do? Then it's very or most fortunate that there was a gas station nearby. That's also used when you're telling about a story that has happened in the past or an incident that has happened in the past. It's very or most fortunate that there was a gas station. It was a close, I was just about to fall. It was a near miss. But did I fall? No, I did not fall. So, when something bad is about to happen, if you're about to fall or there's about to be an accident, that's what you call as a close thing. You were about to, but it did not happen. I applied the brakes, otherwise it was a near miss. So you can use it in that situation where something bad is about to happen, but does not happen. It must be your lucky day. You have won an all-expenses paid trip to Bahamas. Do you think that's true? Sorry, it's not your lucky day then. But if you ever hear that statement, then it is your lucky day. When you get something in a very unexpected form, you can say that it's your lucky day. Probably, a representative might just call you one day and say that, hello, sir. It's your lucky day. You won an all-expenses paid trip to Bahamas, Maldives, or wherever you want to go. So this is more like it can be used in the beginning of a sentence, before you're sharing something. You lucky thing, or slightly prohibited expression, jammy bastard. You lucky thing is a much better way of saying this. This is a very informal way and a slang. It is a slang which I wouldn't suggest that you use unless the person is like really close to you and they are comfortable with you saying that. So you lucky thing can be that if your friend tells you that, okay, I won an all expenses paid trip to Bahamas, what would you tell him? You lucky thing. Or we can also say, that was a stroke of luck. Or it's lucky that you did. The word here, jammy, this means lucky. And this is a phrase very common in England. And if you want, you may use it, but I suggest this is a better option for you to use. So, you've learned different ways of being lucky, different ways of saying that you have been lucky or commenting if someone else has been lucky. But if you've been very unlucky lately, then for you, we will do another video where I'm going to teach you expressions that you can use if you're being unlucky. Sorry. Thank you so much for your time. I hope to see you really soon with a new video and with a new fun learning session. See you soon. That's me. Bye-bye.